Mr. Arnab Majumder from PricewaterhouseCoopers, PwC.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hopefully I'm audible now. Yeah. So my name is Arnab Majumder. I'm working in PwC, India. Let us start by introducing myself. I studied from Ramakrishna Mission and did my graduation from Calcutta University in geology. Then I went to IIT Roorkee for post-graduation. From IIT Roorkee, I went to Rio Tinto, where I worked in Australia, in Perth, for 5 years in Australia. So I came back in 2016. Since then, I have been working in SRK Consulting. Post that, I have started working in PwC India. So I'll be speaking on iron ore market especially. I'll give you an overview today and how the market is looking like at present and what is the future like for iron ore mining. You can see me there, and my colleague Sai Srujan has helped me in this presentation, so I have given his reference as well. Next one, please. So today I'll be speaking on the global iron ore industry. Also, I'll be speaking on the Indian iron ore industry, the price volatility, how the price looks like, and the challenges and prospect we have this mining industry. And lastly, I'll be talking about what are the services, how the practice we have in PwC India. Next one, please. Next one. Okay, so when you start with the global operation in iron ore mining, the name comes to everyone's mind is Australia, because Australia is the highest producer and exporter. Now, why I'm saying Australia, I have seen the operation directly there in Australia. They operate in large scale. They're sitting on very good numbers of resource and reserve, and they're doing really well in terms of technology incorporation and the upskilling of their people. Now, we all know that the iron ore reserve is like 180 billion ton globally. The major countries contributing to the reserves are Australia, Brazil, I'm naming serially, Australia, Brazil, China, Russia, India, Ukraine, and Canada. So these are based on the reserve, the countries are serially ranked. Now you also see in the map that the major exporter of iron ore, of course in exporter, Australia is there, Brazil is there, Canada is there, the red filled color one. And South Africa is also there. And when we say the importer of iron ore, I can easily name that China is the highest importer of iron ore, along with Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, to some extent Indonesia. So this map tells you everything about the numbers and the percentage of the reserve, then export and import. So what is the end use? You all know about the iron ore end use. Majority of the end use are in construction and automotives. And the major players in global mining industry of iron ore, we all know about the names like BHP Billiton, Rio Tinto, FMG, then ArcelorMittal. All these names you can see here and their production portfolio. But I would say especially about FMG, because I have seen the growth of Fortescue Metals Group in recent times, how they have grown up recently in the last few years. Even they are competing with BHP and Rio Tinto nowadays, and they will be surpassing. Why I'm saying about the FMG? Because they have their pipeline, the number of projects they have in their pipeline, like Eliwana mines, you all probably know about Eliwana mines. That mines has potential to go like fully autonomous, like what Rio Tinto has in Kodai mines. They are running that operation fully autonomous. Very hardly manpower sitting over there. All the trucks, rails, and everything, they are autonomous fully. Now, China is the main importer, I have said, because they have all the refinery kind of things there. And the map itself is self-explanatory. You can see all the numbers there probably. So this is basically a global snapshot of iron ore industry. Now, when it comes to the supply and demand, you can see the production numbers, how the countries are contributing to the production. Australia is the top, Brazil, India, China, Russia, Canada, South Africa. Now the iron ore production globally, if you see in 2022, is 2.44 billion ton. And the consumption is almost 2.23. So there's a little bit of gap. And there is also, I've given the forecast as well, based on different sources. The production is going up because of the new mines are coming in Australia, Canada, Brazil, India, of course. And consumption is also going up. The prediction of CAGR of consumption is 5.53 almost. Next one, please. Now, when it comes to Indian iron ore industry, so here I have given also a map of Indian states, how the states are contributing. So you all know we are the number one sponge iron producer and second largest consumer of the iron ore after China. The reserve we are sitting in is 5.5 billion ton out of 180 billion ton of global reserve, which is 3% almost. And the major states are contributing like Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Karnataka, then Jharkhand, Goa. These are the states that are the main contributing states in this production portfolio of India. And the Odisha is almost covering more than 50%. So with the land we are standing at present, they are basically earning the revenue for the iron ore. And you will see all the numbers of different states. We have 250 iron ore mines in India, 70% production coming from the private mines and 30% from the government mines. Now, on the right-hand side graph, probably you'll see the numbers of the production at the top, how the production is not ramping up too much from 254, what we have targeted in 2022, and how we are ramping to 260 only in 2026. That's the production prediction. Though we are getting new mines, because all the auctioned mines, they are coming very slowly, in our opinion, of course. The clearances has to be very fast so that we can get more production numbers in our portfolio. Now, if you see the consumption in the yellow line, they are ramping up. So there will be a time the consumption and production will match. So what will happen? The export will go down. If you see after 2014, the export numbers are going significantly down, and it will be like 14 million ton only in 2026. That's the prediction. So this is pretty much the Indian kind of snapshot we have. Production, consumption, export. We don't import too much, so that's why there is no import data, of course, for India. If you go to the next slide, please. Now, so to 200 million ton in 2022, that's a number for the iron ore consumption, almost 199 million ton. And we are producing 120 or 124 of crude steel. So also there is also a ramp up in the crude steel production in 2026, which will be matching almost 155. And by 2030, the NSP is saying that it will be like 255. Capacity is 300, but the 255 will be the number. But the production by 2026 will be, consumption by 2026 will be 245. So you can see there will be a situation when there will be a crisis in the production, consumption, and the matching of the steel. So we have to ramp up our production. Major players in the iron ore portfolio in the Indian market, of course, we all know about NMDC, SAIL, OMC, Tata Steel. You can see all their production from, I've got the data from the annual reports. Now, NSP is saying the 300 million ton target. How much of iron ore requirement for that 300 million ton? It will be like 437 million ton. If we consider that for 1 ton of steel requires 1.5 ton of iron ore. So there is a huge requirement, huge gap, what we have to bridge. It's all our responsibility being a part of the mining industry, how we can facilitate more mines into the picture so that we can have more iron ore production going forward. It's not our individual ministry job or individual personal job, it's a teamwork. Now, there are many projects in pipeline if you consider the operational project, development project, exploration projects. So all this production, all these development projects you can see company-wise I have listed out. Of course, there are many more under exploration stage that can give you more guidance on the exploration projects. But overall, whatever projects can come in next 3, 5, 7 or 10 years, I have listed down everything here. Next one, please. Now, total 74 mines have been auctioned so far in iron ore, which is pretty good number. And I have also listed out the successful auction in 2021, FY21. So you can see all the auction block, what are the reserve, who was the successful bidders. So Rungta Mines Limited, JSPL, Tata Steel Mining Limited, then ESL, which is Vedanta. I mean, they are all sitting in good numbers. And the surprising and the most fortunate fact for me that I have worked in all the blocks, or I have done personally due diligence for all the blocks when in my previous company. I have worked in Purai Bahal, Netrabandha, I have Chandi Posi, even Nuagaon. All the blocks you can see, apart from top 3, which is from Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka, I have worked in all the blocks. So I know the geography, geology, everything. Next one, please. A very interesting slide, I believe. I'm sure you'll like it also. The price volatility in iron ore since 2019. I have given here the Karnataka price, 63% lump, and the global price also. Now you will see the red box is saying that how the Indian market has been impacted. The black box is how the global market has been impacted. Now in the circles or the ellipse you can see here, there is a trend. There is an increase in the price of iron ore. And I have given also the reasons behind it. Suppose for 2021, significant spike in iron ore up to $210 per ton. The reason behind it, of course, after the COVID, everything was opening up. So there were significant reasons behind it. Now, again, there is a downward fall in late 2021 and 22. Graph is saying that market is going up, but actually 2026, the price will go down. Today's price is 117, almost pretty close to that dollar per ton. But I am very pessimistic about the price of the iron ore market. Looking at the production level of every company, every country, they are ramping up. So there will be over surplus supply. So who will buy all those things? There will be oversupply, less demand, the price will go down by 2026. I'm focusing on 2026 because in 5 years time. Again, the price volatility is there. It will go up and down based on the demand and supply. So something to note on from this slide, that price is extremely volatile. It cannot be the same in 1 year time. So whoever from the iron ore industry and market, you have to plan accordingly, looking after the global perspective. Next one, please. There are many challenges and prospects in iron ore industry. I'll start with the depleting reserve thing. We have a reserve of 5.5 billion ton. Now, that's why I asked that what is the resource we have. Now, if we see the approximately 250 million ton production in a year in India, so we have a life of survival of 22 years only. What's going to happen after that? So we need to find out more numbers from resource to reserve conversion. We need more mines. We need to do more auctions. Next, of course, there are quality issues in India, because all our speakers have talked about the low grade ore. We are not beneficiating enough. I have seen in Australia, a Chinese company doing 25% or 30% of iron grade, beneficiating up to 63% iron grade, using their technology, which is unknown, still unknown to the world. They haven't shared that kind of technology they have. I'm sure, I know the name of the company, I have forgotten now, but they were operating in north of Pilbara in Australia. So it was very surprising because whatever waste we have in Pilbara, all the beef like banded iron formation, all the silica material we used to throw in the bin, they used to purchase that kind of material, and they were processing that kind of material and getting that from the 25% of iron, they are getting 60% of iron. I don't know how, but they have certain kind of secret technologies which we do not know. The world does not know even. Now, of course, we have logistic issues. All our speakers have talked about the logistic issues, how we need to invest more. Orissa is doing really well in logistic, of course. But in India, we have to increase more investment in the logistic purpose, because someone from NMDC was telling about that we need more railways. Because all the mines are in remote location. So we need to invest more on the logistic purpose. Next, we have to consider about the price volatility we have in iron ore. Plan accordingly, because there will be again a drop in the price of iron ore. And beneficiation is one of the kind of challenge we need to discuss more, find out the solution for beneficiation, talk to IMT, what kind of technologies we have, real-time solution we need. I do not personally believe in circuits and all kind of things or plans or flow sheet. I need real-time examples if you have done something like that in India somewhere else. And one of the challenges for India, of course, we do not have enough skilled labor. I'm telling these things because people are not tech savvy. I have seen people of different age gaps are not very much tech savvy. That's why not incorporating the digital kind of mindset. So we need a change management, of course, in iron ore industry, not only in iron ore industry, in everywhere. So skilling, digital upskilling is very important for us, along with the production, reserve, logistics. Again, we have to think about the policies, how we can make the clearances more faster. That is very important considering the time we are taking from the auction to the lease handover. This is very critical and crucial for us to understand. And lastly, I would say about the corporate tax or other effective taxes we have in India and compare with the global portfolio. We need to think about the corporate tax and other effective taxes we have in India. That's why in that way, you can think of more investment in India as well. If you go to the next slide, please. Lastly, I'll finish it off with our core services in mining and metal practices. We have almost 4,000 employees in mining and metals. We are in different continents, different states, where you'll find PwC office everywhere. Our leadership teams, you can see on the right-hand side. Next one, please. All the services we have in our portfolio, we do mine digitalization, operational improvement, change management, strategic minerals, transactional advisory, economic advisory, supply chain management, ESG, sustainable mining, pretty much everything in mining and metals, we are into it. And every year we publish our mine publication. Please go through it. You will find that we are basically the trendsetter. Whatever we say in our mine publication, that's going to be happening in next 1 or 2 years kind of time. Next one, please. So thank you very much. Myself, Arnab Majumder, demonstrated the kind of services we have along with the iron ore mining. And I would love to hear more from you over the tea and coffee. Thank you very much. Please visit our offices. Please come to Kolkata. I sit in Kolkata. If you come to Kolkata, let me know. We'll definitely have a quick discussion if you have anything in mind. Thank you very much. Good. Any questions?
Any question?
Good afternoon, sir. Very nice presentation. You were talking about the production of iron ores. I would like to know that due to the rapid exploration of the high-grade ores, the quality of the iron ores are depleting at a faster rate. How the quality, the decrease in quality of iron ore will affect the steel market or the iron market?
Decreasing quality of the iron ore
Correct.
will affect the market, right? That's a very good question, I must say. Now we are seeing that low grade is sitting more rather than the high grade in our market, right? So only one solution we have to beneficiate. We cannot throw that ore from the mine gate to outside. Beneficiation has to be prudent enough to find out the exact solution, how we can make it more than 60% kind of thing. Otherwise, we have to think of selling that product to certain customers. I know many customers I have seen in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka this side. They take the iron ore of lower grade. They have their technologies from outside world because they have their affiliated office outside. They sell they buy such kind of products from this kind of areas of lower grade and beneficiate that using their technology and again sell it for higher grade to the higher premium customers. So beneficiation is the only solution for the lower grade material. We cannot throw that material even in the bin. So that's very important for us to understand that every grade, whatever we have in India, that can add value if we have the proper technological incorporation.
Sir, one more question. What is the difference between India and other abroad countries in terms of market price? How should we manage this marketing of those low grade iron ores? What is the difference between the abroad countries and Indian countries?
I have seen in Australia and also in China. Australia, they did not have initially, but from Chinese market, they have adopted this kind of thing. I'm telling you, I worked in technical marketing when I was in Rio Tinto. Everyday basis, I used to negotiate with Taiwanese, Chinese, Korean customer based on the quality and the price. Now, for each and every 0.1% grade fluctuation, we used to pay a penalty to our customers. Now, whatever the grade, they actually don't care, but they take the material because they have their own technologies. But the thing is, nowadays, Australia has, if you go to any Australian iron ore mines, you will find that they have wet plant, not the dry plant. So whatever they're getting from the wet plant in tailings also, they're even processing it. So Australia has developed this kind of technologies, not only in iron ore, also in bauxite, so that they have their indigenous technology, not depending on the China on technology, but market, yes, they're still dependent heavily on China.
Thank you.
Anything else from any other one, or I'll just stop?
Thank you, first of all, for your wonderful presentation. I am just curious about one question. After some period of time in the slide where you are discussing the scenario of Indian iron ore in India, so the exports started coming down and vis-a-vis the consumption got increased, whereas the production is not going up in that particular manner. So I'm just having a question that whether the exports, because the prices of iron ore from India, being an exporter, we have already an incentive that if we get a better price from the abroad, we'll export it rather than providing it to the Indian markets. So, but in the latest slide where I see during the COVID period or the post-COVID period, where the prices of Indian iron ore was much bigger, the red blocks, but the black blocks, which was in the global market scenario, which was lagging the Indian prices. So why the Indian consumer of iron ore preferred Indian iron ores rather than going abroad? Why they consumed more from indigenously rather they are having the incentive to take it from abroad or other sources? Because though the prices were made much lower than the Indian iron ore prices.
First thing, there is of course, you know, the export duty and all kind of things happened recent times. There's a significant demand we are going to face in recent times in our country. There'll be significant demand which you would not be able to match. Now, if you see the global scenario, why the prices are getting more down compared to the Indian scenario, the reason behind is Chinese energy emission kind of thing. They have stopped their consumption of and steel production. Not stopped, but reduced because of they have kind of H2C1 kind of emission they have recently implemented or incorporated, and the energy crisis having because of the Ukraine-Russian war. That factor is contributing the global sector. That's why India is attractive more to the foreign customers nowadays. If you see the EU, European Union, they are focusing more on Brazil and India nowadays, not looking towards China. Because of India is a stable market, India will have a continuous supply and can be the king in the iron ore market if we can ramp up our production. Not only matching our domestic demand, also catering the foreign customers. Hope I am able to answer you.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All good. Thank you.